Good morning. So here we are. Today that technology was operating in unexpected ways. We have this software that called OBS, which we use to broadcast from the computer to YouTube.
Good morning.
And it was not working somehow. Took a while to set up, and once I figured it out, it's not quite right. I believe the video on YouTube, it's not really filling the screen. But that's okay. It's amazing that we can even be here this way, and I'm delighted to share this time with you. And hopefully we'll work out some of these bugs that are occurring. So, welcome to our meditation. And today, to support the teachings afterwards, I would like to emphasize that to stay close to something that's wholesome, something that feels healthy for you in terms of how you're aware. So sometimes I talk about calm awareness. Some people might talk about non-contentious awareness, or an awareness which makes room for what's here, breathing room, an awareness that's very simple, an awareness that's warm and kind, an awareness which is equanimous with whatever goes on, an awareness that is not caught or entangled or reactive to what we're aware of. To find a way of being aware, being mindful, to recognize what's happening, to know what's happening, to sense and feel what's happening in a way that feels good, feels nice for you. And then stay close to that, maintain it, be in touch with it. Use it as a guide, use it as maybe the bow of the boat that's moving through the water in a nice, clean way. Have it be the pedals of your bike that you're always in touch with, always moving. Let it be the petting of the cat, the hand going down, gently, lovingly petting the cat. We might feel depressed or angry, but it feels good to pet the cat. So let's see if we can find a way to be aware that keeps us aware, keeps us connected. So to close your eyes, assume your meditation posture, and to relax, soften. Let there be a gentling of your body. With every exhale, soften, relax in your body. And then to soften and relax your mind. Your thinking mind, your thinking activity, any agitation or tension in your mind, soften around it. A gentling of the mind. And gentling the heart, softly, kindly, calmly approach the heart, your feeling heart, with whatever way you're feeling. And as you exhale, a softening, an opening, a settling of the heart. And then becoming aware of your breathing, but be aware of your breathing lightly, softly. Almost as if you're walking in the park with a friend talking, and you're lightly aware of the trees around you. So it's kind of very light awareness of breathing. And the friend to be talking with, to pay attention to, is awareness itself. How you are mindful. There's a number of ways to be mindful. It can just be a general feeling of being present, being aware. Or it could be acts of recognition, knowing what's happening. It could be feeling and sensing through your body, or all of the above. See if the way that you can be in the present, know the present, be aware in the present, be awake in the present, can feel healthy, feel good, feel satisfying, calm, non-contentious. Open, receptive. And then with that awareness, as if awareness is like a warm friend, settle the awareness on the body breathing, where the continuity of breathing is the means, the way that you can stay with the continuity of a gentle awareness, calm awareness of the present, like you would if you were petting a cat. You might feel all kinds of difficult emotions, but part of you would be petting the cat gently, softly. That would support the cat to purr. So you might be feeling all kinds of things now, but let how you're aware of the rhythm of breathing, the coming and going of in-breath and out-breath. Stay in touch with a calm awareness. Some way of being aware that feels healthy or wholesome. Or like you're pedaling on a bike, gently, happily through the park. But there's a continuity of moving the legs, having contact with the pedals. breathing as the subject of awareness. Focus on letting awareness be present, calm, open, receptive, warm-hearted, kind. In whatever way that's easy for you, stay close to a way of being aware, being present, that feels good to you, that you enjoy. Enjoying the simplicity. Maybe a small smile will add a flavor of goodness or joy to being aware. It's quite common for people to be absorbed in the object of awareness, the object of their thinking, what they're aware of, what they're thinking about. In the practice of mindfulness, we're shifting the balance so that half of our attention is on the quality of our attention itself. And that half of attention that goes to that can become over time second nature. It becomes a way of staying connected to a nourishing way to be awake, to be present, to be here, aware. And that 50% attention to how we're aware allows us actually to be more aware of others, the people in our lives. It's as if our capacity to be present for people increases. There's more room, more sensitivity, more care. And may it be so that this practice of meditation, practice of mindfulness, is a training in increasing our capacity for present moment awareness. So we can have this nourishing, open attention to take in and feel and know others in a wise way, in a balanced way. And in so doing, to feel a deeper connection, feel a deeper sense of a shared humanity, a deeper sense of people's challenges, and our care, our love, our warmth, our friendship, friendliness can be more present. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be free. And may we contribute to that possibility. Thank you. So hello and welcome to this third talk that I'm calling the Four Truths of Happiness. And they are complements to the Buddhist teachings on the Four Noble Truths of Suffering, which I talked about last week. And the two pairs of four complement each other, kind of parallel each other. But one of the things they have in common, kind of at the center of them, is they concern our contribution to our state of mind, state of heart, our state of being. And the Four Noble Truths have to do with how we contribute to what's called suffering, dukkha, emotional pain. And it's not necessarily all emotional pain, but that emotional pain which we do, in fact, contribute to. And the contribution is summarized in the word craving, and or thirsting, having thirst for stuff, that kind of a compulsive desire. And that as long as this compulsive desire is operating, there's frustration, there's expectation, there's tension, there's stress, there is more elaborate things that begin happening around that compulsive desire, which is building from a desire identities, layers and layers of identities and stories and realities that we live in. And so we want to be careful and see how we contribute to the suffering, our role. We don't ignore the role of others or the other situations, but at least we take care of our contribution, and it makes a world of difference. For the Four Truths of happiness, we also have a contribution to make. And we don't just leave our happiness to chance, hoping that the world will somehow provide it for us, hoping that something out there will do it if we pay enough money, or if we find the right person to be with. There are all kinds of things that we're looking out there for our happiness, but we find it within, and we find out what within contributes to that, what we can know for ourselves, or we can experience for ourselves, what we can contribute. And that's to contribute wholesome states of being, wholesome activities, live ethically, do the things which are wholesome, that for our heart feel good. Not things which are stressful, not things that are dutiful and we should do and to be the right kind of person, but to start learning, to touch into, to discover the natural goodness, the natural wholesomeness that we're capable of, and how there can well up from within if we're relaxed enough, if we're settled enough, if we're connected to ourselves enough. So part of what we contribute to our own happiness is a practice of mindfulness, is a practice of being present and aware, so that can follow, that we can then recognize what is wholesome, recognize healthy states and activities, and then we can call on them. The third truth of happiness is that once we recognize these wholesome states of being, and mindfulness itself, done well, done calmly, non-contentiously, equanimously, is actually considered to be extremely wholesome. It can be. And that's kind of like the bottom line, perhaps. Start there. But as we start to connect to the wholesome, as we start connecting to what feels that brings us well-being, stay close to it. The Buddha talked about states of well-being, states of wholesomeness, are things that we should maintain. The causes of suffering are things we want to bring to an end. The conditions that bring about well-being, we want to maintain. We want to stay close to it. I've been in many situations where I felt pretty happy, and then I had a to-do list to do, and I threw myself into the to-do list, and I got grumpy, I got irritated, I got frustrated, and unnecessarily so. But I gave up on my well-being. I ignored it in favor of the things to do. Other times, I felt connected. I've maintained my sense of calm, my sense of ease, my sense of joy and happiness. And I've also had a to-do list to do. And I did it out of that well-being, with that well-being, Usually what happens then, I do it a little bit slower. Usually I do it with more delight and joy. And usually I make less mistakes. Usually there's less repetition. Usually it's done well the first time. So while it's slow, sometimes slow is what gets things done the fastest. So this idea of maintaining, and that's some message that many Buddhists don't seem to get, because there's so much emphasis on letting go, not holding on to anything, and so much emphasis on just showing up for the next moment, that there's no sense of let's maintain something. The example that of petting the cat, you have to maintain the petting for the cat to keep purring, and you get instant feedback if you stop. So there has to be a maintaining of something. So it's our heart, the way we nurture, pet our heart, care for it. It needs maintenance. It needs attention. It needs care. This doesn't have to be selfish. It doesn't have to be at the expense of others. It doesn't have to be a kind of done with attachment. It doesn't have to be done with any clinging. Maintaining is not the same thing as attachment. Maintaining, I maintain my car usually. I go get the oil changed, but I have no attachment to, in a sense, to doing or not doing it, just a matter-of-fact thing to do. So we maintain our heart. We maintain the wholesomeness that's here. So we contribute to our happiness. And the word contribute is a choice word because it's not meaning we cause it. This is to be the cause of our suffering and focus on causing it to happen just messes it up. But what we do is, it's almost like, let me be happy, the heart willing. Kind of an openness and allowing and trusting. Because who knows what the heart wants to reveal, what it wants to show at any given time. There might be unresolved anger or grief that needs to come that doesn't look like conventional happiness. However, there can be a way in which it feels good, it feels healthy to let it be there. It feels like there's a healthy awareness, capacity to be present. This is good. And this is true. This is really connecting to a true process, a true depth of what's really concerning me. And it's good to be here with it. And so then we maintain the goodness, or the healthiness of how we relate to our anger, how we relate to our grief. We don't looking for kind of cheerful mindfulness, cheerful happiness. We're looking for a way of being that feels so good, that feels right given the circumstance. And that's contributing the conditions out of which well-being and joy can arise. The Buddha used language of birth to describe joy appearing for us. A joy is born. It's not something we cause. And so sometimes we have to spend time letting something gestate, letting something mature and sprout for joy to arise. We have to contribute the care, like a gardener would care for a garden. So the third noble truth of happiness is maintain the well-being, maintain a satisfying form of awareness, of mindfulness, maintain care and friendliness, maintain joy, maintain delight, stay close to it, stay in touch. Don't get too far away from it by getting distracted and busy and overwhelmed by the to-do list or whatever's going on. You can do that, but to allow this garden to grow, to allow the happiness to grow, to allow the clarity to grow and the freedom to grow, the right conditions have to be there. Not just wishful thinking, not just touching in just a few times a day to some kind of calm state. But for the garden to really grow, it needs to have sunlight on it all day long. So to maintain these good things and maintain it through the day, easy said, difficult to do, but satisfying to do. And it becomes second nature. Like riding a bike after a while becomes second nature. We can live closely in touch with our inner well-being, our inner wholesomeness. It is possible. So this is a third truth of happiness. And so today, as you go through your day, find a way to remind yourself again. Yesterday I suggested tying a string around your finger. Maybe today do something a little bit more. Reminds you even more strongly, perhaps. Or you can put a timer on your phone to go off every 10 minutes or something. Or use some kind of reminder. And check in and see if you can tap into what feels wholesome within. And if you don't feel anything wholesome within, that's a time to where finding out how to be aware in a wholesome way, how to be aware in a way that feels good, feels satisfying, feels calm, feels spacious, feels supportive, is invaluable. At the minimum, no matter how difficult things get, 50% attention on how we're aware, so that how we're aware can be nourishing for us, beneficial, and create the conditions for other wholesomeness come out to be born. And the fact that it's 50% attention on yourself and how you're aware, embodied awareness, being connected here, does not mean you have to have less awareness for other people or for the activities you do. It actually can give more, because our capacity to be aware can grow. And to have this 50-50 awareness of awareness here, with how you're aware, how you are, and 50% with what you're doing, people you're with, creates the conditions that the sum total of your awareness may be triples. So you clearly have more awareness for what you're doing than you had before. But you do it with this, able to stay closely in touch with what's happening here, so you can know yourself better, but maybe also you can stay in touch to maintain what is good, maintain the wholesome, maintain it through the day. So I wish you well with that. I hope you take this on and see what you'll learn in the process. Thank you.